My name is Robert Lander. I'm a Cat 2, and I already forgot all the questions.
Do you do any sort of cross training?
When I take a couple of weeks off in the off season, I'll do a couple of runs until I blow my knees out. That's it for the year. For the most part, just bike 7 days a week. That's how I commute. That's how I get to and from work.
Did you do any other sort of sports before cycling?
Soccer, baseball, yeah, that's about it.
How do you deal with family time and cycling time?
Family time and cycling thing can be an uphill battle. I know that when I get home from a road race like today, I still have to take the wife out and go spend time with her and obviously show that I give a crap about her. Because I do, I want to do that, otherwise I wouldn't. She realizes this is extremely important to me, so she supports it.
And then cycling is super expensive. What do you do to fund this?
I work in a bike shop, so I can not make enough money to have a discount.
My name is Timmy Bauer. I ride for Williams Cycling. I'm a Cat 2 cyclist in Northern California.
Do you cross train at all?
No.
Just cycling, pure cycling?
Just pure cycling right now. I do yoga with my wife, and I do workouts with my daughter where we actually do ab workouts where I throw her up and stuff like that. But just core training. It's mainly all just for cycling.
What sports did you do before cycling?
I raced motocross for 15 years, and then I ran for 4 towards the end of my motocross, more for fitness, and then for high school I was a miler and did some ultras, so all sorts of stuff. And I snowboarded for 8 years as well, so I've done a lot of different things.
How do you deal with cycling time and family time?
It's something you got to balance. No matter what you do, there's always going to be times where you think you should be on the bike, and you just have to balance your family because they're important. They're number one. Racing is really important to me, and I have people that I want to impress, and I want to represent my sponsors well. But balancing time is just something you got to take every day, day by day. And the wife has a problem, you got to be there for her. The kid has something coming up, you got to be there for her. So it's just a balance. It's a hard thing, and I think all of us work on it day to day.
But what do you do for a living?
I restore 53 to 72 Corvette parts, so all restoration work with the older cars and restoring the original parts. It's really different, but it's a lot of fun, and it works with my schedule. If I need a long ride on Wednesday, I can do a long ride on Wednesday. I can get as many hours as I can with working full-time 40 hours a week still.
Tom Morris. I'm a Cat 3.
What do you do for cross training?
Yeah, well, core functional strength training. I'm older, so I've come back from injuries several times, and I was real passionate about racing for many years, and then I got in a car accident and took 3 years off the bicycle and
Wow.
2.5 years rebuilding my body so that I could lift some weights. The only thing that saved my life in the first place was having some core strength and cardiovascular fitness, because I was in the ICU for 7 days.
Wow.
And it was pretty serious. So the doctors were happy that I came back. I broke a lot of bones and I had a major concussion, so that definitely couldn't be fixed in 3 months. So I just had to let go of cycling, just let it go.
All right, so how do you deal with family time and cycling time?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's different for everyone. In my case, I don't have any children, and my wife works full-time, and I own my own business. I'm a CPA, so I am coming into a busy time in my career, but I also have a lot of flexible time for about 9 months out of the year. So the way you have to work it out is have discussions with your spouse and try to stay within boundaries that you both can live with.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a certified public accountant, so money, people, and problems.
Jeff Linder.
What category are you?
1.
What team do you race for?
Race for Squadra SF.
Do you do any sort of cross training?
No, not really. during the
All
cycling season, most of my energy is spent cycling, training.
Did you do any sports before cycling?
Tried to be a runner. I've always liked endurance sports, but I have bad joints, so I tried cycling and felt a lot better in my joints, so stuck with that.
All right, and so how do you deal with family time and cycling time?
So most of my training miles are commuting to work. That's where I get a lot of my training in, and spend more time with my wife on the weekends.
And then cycling is super expensive, so what do you do?
I'm a geologist. I do like environmental type work, restoration projects.
Does that give you time to train, or is it just all?
No. Commuting to work is most of my training hours. It's about 14 miles each way.
Matt, Cat 1, Squadron.
Do you do any sort of cross training?
No, I started going to the gym recently. I don't know if that counts, but I don't do any other sports. Just ride bikes, road bikes, that's about it.
Did you do anything before you found cycling?
Skateboard, I guess, back in the day.
How do you deal with family time and cycling time?
Just try to strike a balance, I guess, you know. Try not to spend too much time on the bike, and just, it's tough, you know. Definitely takes a lot of time to train, and a lot of time racing, a lot of time driving around and whatnot, but you just gotta spend time doing both.
And then what do you do for a living?
Software.
Like engineer, or like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's a QA, actually. I write code to break code, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So testing.
Like
Writing code to find bugs before you, the
Mr.
customer,
Robot
find
style, or
bugs.
what?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah.
Right on. Does that give you time to train?
It does, actually, yeah. I'm pretty lucky. Work is pretty flexible, so, you know, I have to go into the office, but it doesn't really matter what time I get in necessarily, so I can get up and ride in the morning, ride after work if it's not too dark and whatnot. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
Terrence Trauber Jr. or Terry is fine.
What category are you?
Cat 2.
Who do you ride for?
I ride for Portland Bicycle Studios away team.
Do you do any sort of cross training?
I rarely, almost never. In the off season, I do lift a little bit of weights, but not much. Most all my training's on the bike.
Did you do any sort of sports before cycling?
I was a motocross racer before cycling for quite a few years, but I got hurt a bunch and started riding the bike to get into shape for that, and realized that I was not too bad at this, and I didn't get hurt.
How do you deal with family time and cycling time?
I have an amazing situation for family time and cycling time because my wife is a Cat 2 female women's racer as well. So we get to race together, not together obviously, but together. We train constantly together. Our lives are based around work and cycling and family. That's how we do it.
Awesome.
So we're fortunate. But for my career, again, I'm very fortunate. I got into my career because of cycling in a lot of ways. I am a teacher at Cal State LA, and I teach the kinesiology courses there. I did my undergraduate and then my master's degree at Cal State LA, and then started teaching there. So I teach what I love, so it's amazing.
Does that give you time to train?
It is a little rough because I teach a lot, but yes, I'm able to squeeze it in. I feel like, honestly, no matter what you do for a career, you can squeeze it in. It's not always easy though.